what's up, Bookie? My name's Slim Selfie, aka Slim Jr. And me and Big Slim was shooting a breeze the other day, and she was telling me how it's a little hard to follow my sim operas here. I said, tag me in, coach. I'll give them the rundown. So go ahead and start your game up or grab your popcorn. You can listen to this just like a podcast. I'm just going to tell you my story. So there it was, a cold night in 1972. Now, I'm just joking. We're going to fast forward 23 years to when I moved to Manhattan, New York. So me and two of my best friends just graduated from the University of North Texas and decided, hey, fuck it, let's move to Manhattan, New York and pursue our real dream. So me, Teresa, and Mia hopped on a midnight train to Manhattan and never looked back. Luckily, I was able to find me a small one-bedroom apartment in the fashion district of Manhattan. It was small but efficient, and my sense of style judged that bitch up, okay? So it was very nice. My best friends got their own apartments, and good so, because us three staying together, baby, no. But my first 3 months in Manhattan were so fun. I just knew that this was where I was going to stay for the rest of my life. Your girl was chilling and drilling, okay? I did not just move out here with no plan. Your girl had a plan. I knew I was going to pursue a career in social media. And what better place than to do it than the city of lights, the city that never sleeps, Manhattan. I ain't dumb. I know that social media is brutal. So I got my ass in the gym and I promised myself that I would become a gym rat. And that's when I saw him. Yes, Noel Lane. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. The hoe himself, Noel Lane. He had me open, okay, with his fine self. The boy finally decided to ask me on a date after several times of us going to the gym and working out together. You know, we became workout partners. He asked me on a date. I said yes, and my dumb ass had a good time. I mean, instant connection with this boy. We had laughs, we had drinks, we had deep conversation, we had nights full of philosophy, and we also had we had adult rated activities. But even though he was good, he was not about to hold me down. I insisted on staying away from a formal title and exclusivity. I am only 23. Well, at the time, I was only 23. So I had some flings here, some one night stands there, just meeting and mingling and meeting some fine people, living the, how do you say, young, fast and free lifestyle. But I did stay protected. I always use protection, okay? During this time, simultaneously, my social media career was taking the off, okay, sister girl? Mine was blowing up. I got nominated for an accolade, and there was no question that I was going to take Noel as my date. I mean, he was my boyfriend without being my boyfriend, but shit, that felt good to win that accolade. It was the best thing, the best feeling I've had in my whole entire life. I just sat there that night and just looked at that damn accolade sitting on my damn counter, and I was just like, wow, this is really happening. After that, my skyrocketed, baby. I was modeling. I was on the runway for Versace. My went through the roof. Calvin Klein made me a billboard model. Calvin Klein, the Calvin Klein jeans, made me a billboard model. When I tell you, it was all over the place. I worked with Calvin Klein, Versace, Nike, Just Do It, you heard me. I was in all of the entertainment outlets. Every blog was all over and on my D, you heard? But, of course, we all have to have some sort of hater who we know directly. Mine was Noel. Why this man kept pressuring me to be his girlfriend? He wanted to make it official. He wanted to be a priority. But my career is my priority. I mean, I can't just stop right now and take breaks and all this stuff like that. But I really, really did care about him and really loved him. So I promised that I would try to make more time for him. But the problem was I was just always tired. I was just really sleepy. I mean, Imagine doing models and photo shoots and all this stuff at 2 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the morning, and then go to sleep for 1 hour and have to be back doing it the next hour. Plus, there was this apartment, well, penthouse in Midtown Manhattan, well, the Uptown District, aka the Money District of Manhattan. I couldn't slow down now. But you know what? That Bath and Body Works billboard, that contract did me good. I wasn't going to slow down. I can't lie. My heart told me to slow down for him, but my pocket said, girl, you better go to work. Well, here comes Valentine's Day. I did take a break on that weekend. He did amazing. This man booked us a whole getaway retreat at some sort of spa that I've never heard of, but that was so cush. I mean, I actually forgot about work this weekend. I didn't even think about it once. We went to the spa. We did couples yoga. We was at the bar. We went to the sauna. We did everything. And when I say we did everything, we did it bent over or over the counter or on top of the counter, in the bathroom, in the balcony, in the pool, in the jacuzzi. We did it a little bit of everywhere, but it was fun. But I paid for that later. I paid for that big time. When I took a pregnancy test, whoa, I was shocked. I said, 2 lines? Does that mean that there's a +1 inside of me? No. This is not in the plan. It was never in the plan. I kind of feel like it was his plan, because how else? You don't know the pull-out method? You don't know how to pull out, sir? He was the only person who I did not use protection with, because I trusted his bitch ass. Okay? I was mad though. I really was. I think he did it on purpose, but I wasn't about to let that stop me. So I had to cancel those plans and return to Maker. But that did not end well for me. I thought it was going to be easy to do, but it really wasn't. It was very hard. I ended up like drowning my problems in my choice of Jack Daniel's whiskey. And then kind of became a issue. I was really depressed. It was a deep, dark place for me. And because I blamed Noel for, putting me through a return package scenario, I also blamed him because now I had a drinking problem. And I wouldn't have had that in the first place if it wasn't for him. So I shut him out. I definitely shut him out. Sometimes I would go a full week without so much as answering the phone for him. I mean, then he had the nerve to try to tell me he understood where I was coming from. But then he also would backdoor with saying, girl, you have a drinking problem. You need to get help. You need help. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, get out my apartment, Noel. Definitely kicked him out a bunch of times during this as well. And apparently, he was doing something else. While I was drowning in my sorrows and work, Slim told me he had met Sammy during this time. Yeah, that's her name, Sammy. She apparently had an immediate connection with him, just as I had an immediate connection to him. She was really smart, she told me. She was in Harvard. She was a student at Harvard. Well, I was like, well, damn, this bitch is smart. They bonded over dancing. Apparently, he has a love for salsa that I never knew about, but, I also didn't know that he was a cheating, backstabbing 2-timer. But anyways, hearing through the grapevine that even though she had these great qualities and undeniable beauty, she must have had some sort of insecurity, because Noel did tell her a few times that he wasn't looking for a relationship. Well, I mean, I guess that's partly true. He wasn't looking for a relationship with anyone but me. So, yeah, kind of true. Apparently, she did start to suspect that he might have been in a relationship with someone else. With all the last minute canceled dates and stuff whenever I decided I called them, But, blind people can't see. Sometimes you choose what you don't want to see. Oh, here's a riddle for you. What won't a man put his thing in? Ha! Trick question. It's anything. They'll put it in anything. And Mr. Easily Excitable over here got poor, unsuspecting Sammy pregnant. Oh, God. I can't thinking about it now. Wow. I can't believe he played me. But apparently he was mad when she told him. Child, I would have slapped his ass all up and down the block. But yeah, She's been going through this by herself. Poor Sammy has been going to doctor's appointments by herself and just being mentally and emotionally unsupported. And she did this for the next 5 months. But on the other side, I finally got my penthouse. Your girl finally did it at that time. I was over the moon excited. I was climbing out of that sad hole, and I realized I did have a problem at the end of the day. So I ended up going to get help. And yeah, I did reconnect with Noelle during that time. I started to realize, you know what? All this is not worth it unless I have someone who I dearly love and care for on the side of me. So, yeah, I let him in and we just fell back in love. I reconnected with him. I decided, hey, let's make it official. Let's you and me do this. And during that time, guess what Mr. Happy did? I got pregnant again. But this time it was different. This time I said, hey, we're pregnant. And I was excited about it. I was on cloud 9. We would go to my doctor's appointments together. I had all of these ideas and thoughts of just a happy life in the future for me and him and the baby. I had such a positive outlook on our future. I just knew that me, him, and our future baby was going to be just fine, and we're going to be happy, and we're going to be one big happy family. And when I saw the little heartbeat on the little monitor, I fell even more in love and got even more happy with Noelle and our new baby. So Halloween rolls around. I throw a Halloween party at my new penthouse, of course. We announced our pregnancy during this time and everyone goes crazy. I was so supported, had so much love around me. All of my friends, model friends, old friends, new family members on his side. It was so freaking amazing. I could never explain how good that felt to have all of this support and all of this love. His sister and her husband was, oh my God, more happy than we were. And that night, we just cuddled on the couch with all my little Halloween decorations around. We had the fire going. And I never had felt more complete and more content than I did in that moment. Little did I know, on the other side of the Simuverse, there was a whole other scenario being played out. He had apparently made her get a DNA test. He was just putting the poor girl through so much shit. I feel so bad for her. Well, I didn't know what was going on, but my career was still going crazy. And at that time, I had been invited to the Met Gala. It was right before Noelle's birthday, so I went ahead and I made sure that the day before, I made his day completely perfect. I took him to the Tiffany and Cartier Co. Got him I think it was like a $6,000 or $7,000 watch, which I want back now, but we're not there yet. I took him to the hottest spot in town for dinner that night, and the next morning, it was time to go. I flew out on first class, honey. Chanel flew us out on first class for my first ever brand trip. This was in connection with the Met Gala and Chanel. It was, how do you say this? Unfucking believable. I had so much fun. They had us in a whole luxury villa. It was amazing. We got free Chanel gifts. It was just unbelievable. We had a free Chanel dinner. That restaurant, you'll have to watch that episode. Anyways, the red carpet though, boo, I slayed. I was already starting to show a little bit at this time, but the PR team had a plan. They said wear red on the red carpet and no one will be able to see the little belly protruding out. Well, anyways, the party though, it was lit. I was rubbing shoulders with Doja Cat, Kanye West, Megan Thee Stallion. Girl, when I tell you, it was so lit. But those pictures that I saw after the party was over, I still saw my belly protruding out. And apparently you can't hide anything from the media. So we were kind of forced to announce that we were pregnant. we went ahead and just did it. We had our little photo shoot. It was like a little announcement photo shoot. It was so beautiful. We went to this little nice place in the Hamptons and just had our little pictures taken, and it was gorgeous. Now the media had a field day with that. They just was, we were right. We told y'all on the red carpet her belly was sticking out, and we were right. I didn't care. It was fun. It was beautiful, and it was amazing. I had just started this series on Simstagram where I would post my picture of my belly with the corresponding number of weeks I was. It was beautiful. And yeah, that was the last time I remember being happy. So just last week, my team booked me for a celebrity meet and greet at Sky Lounge. And that's when this big belly woman come up to me, yelling and pointing in my face, talking about your boyfriend, your baby daddy got me pregnant, blah, blah, blah. And this is his baby, and tell him to answer the phone, and blah, 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 going off on me. First of all, crazy lady, who the hell are you going off on me? I don't know you like that. By the way, bitch, I'm in the mafia. Don't make me get the mafia up on you. Yeah, I'm not really in the mafia, but I definitely told her that because, bitch, why you all up in my face going off on me? So she left, ran out there crying. I didn't even finish the event. I just went home and I just stared at those pictures on the wall like, you better explain right for now. I was having all type of murder plans going on in my head, child. I was like, how am I gonna kill this man and get away with it? Am I gonna bury his body? Am I gonna extreme violence his ass? Child, I was really having a whole conversation with me, and I knew I was crazy because my head was answering back. So I called him over and said, who is Sammy? You need to explain. At first he was all mad, and then he randomly broke down and started crying, talking about it was before we was actually official. It wasn't on purpose. It was a complete accident. I never wanted this to happen. Get out of my apartment, Noel. I was devastated. So I did what we all do. We completely renovated my penthouse. I said everything has to change. Everything has to be new. Everything from the furniture to the carpet to the walls, everything. Change everything. I want him to never have been in this house. So I made sure it looked completely new and he wouldn't recognize it. You know how people cut or dye their hair to feel like it's something new, it's a fresh start? Well, that's kind of what I did here with my penthouse. I renovated for a fresh start. And it worked a little bit, but on the outside of my apartment, my situation was still the same. And it even got worse when the media got involved. Currently, right now, I'm not answering the phone for Noel. But when he saw me leaving the gym the other day, he stopped me. And I might have maybe a little bit flashed out. Maybe just a little bit. Well, anyways, he lucky that my new bodyguard was there to stop me from even ripping his head off right there in the middle of the parking lot. But I mean, I feel like the media might have over-exaggerated. The angles that they got were really incriminating. Okay. I guess it kind of looked like I was going off on him with them pictures. But, like I said, new bodyguard was there. He stopped me from killing him in the parking lot. But, yep, that was all up on the media. And some girl named Dita the Caliente was out there recording. So, yeah, it's all over the place. So, yeah, there it is. You're brought up to speed. That's the whole story. The streets are saying that Sammy has moved on. She's doing good. She's out there jogging and working out daily. She just finished her, I believe they said junior year at Harvard. And apparently she finished with, you guessed it, an A. They said she's taking the next semester off. So I guess she's just going to go ahead and take that year off because of her baby on the way. Well, you know what? I'm happy for her. Good for Sammy. Let him go, because I am. Anyways, apparently she met some dude who just got out of jail or something. I think his name is like Deontay. Yeah, I think that's what they said his name is. His name is Deontay. He just got out of jail. I don't know what he was doing, but you know what? Girl, go off. Anything is better than Noel at this point. You know what? Go off. Stepdaddy duties. This stepdaddy season anyways. But if you're interested in following my little saga here, hey, I do think you should like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe stick around and see what's next for Slim Selfie.